This isn't a spot for a flat street bike, I don't know what is. I rode yesterday, and maybe I'll throw some of that in, or already threw some of that in before this. My rationale is that I rode yesterday, I'm kind of feeling it. Today's just a whatever session. No harm in bringing this bike to the spot, because I don't want to be without my flat bike most times. So I'm not going to ride this bike a ton, to be honest with you. But there are occasions and it has its place, but figured, you know, might as well take it out today, see what I can do with street, and see what I can do with flat. That said, last time I was riding this bike, I was very confused about its place in the lineup, you know? All of a sudden I have this bike, it's like flat street, but very street, and when am I ever gonna ride it type of thing. And that's the thing, it's not gonna be ridden a lot. This bike, I don't ride street all the time, and I don't wanna be without my flat bike 9 times out of 10, 99 times out of 100. But there are times when I find myself riding street or wanting a street bike. There are skate parks around here that don't have flatland spots by them. There's pump tracks, and I have friends that ride street, and I'll go riding street. But yeah, this is to ride street and not be without flat. So I'm not gonna ride it a ton, but it has its place. So I figured I would treat today as kind of like a warm up, cool down, what do you call it? Take it easy day, a rest day where you still ride, a light day. So despite what I just said, I'm at this spot with this bike. Figured I'd just get another session in on it, ride some street on it, and then take it over to the courts here and see what I can do with a little flatland. It's the same as the last time you saw it, except I put on the old seat and left the steel bolt in it. You know, I couldn't justify running a new seat. It was nice for having it as a new build, but then, you know, I'll never put this back on. And I don't need backup seats. I have backup seats, I'll just buy a new one. So this way I have a brand new seat waiting for the next time I need one for either bike, and I'll just rock this here, put my stem pad on it, and it's in street mode. So I'm gonna get after it. I do know one thing I'm gonna do though. One lucky thing about my riding is that I'm kind of a little bit mixed directional. So naturally I carve to the left. I'm right foot forward and I grind on my right side, you know, given the opportunity. But flatland, I'm kind of regular for the most part, you know, and I'm left foot dominant. But I'm more like I don't know what I am for Flatland, but kind of forces both way things as far as like, you know, on a ramp, a nose wheelie, I would carve on the left across the ramp, but hang fives and all that stuff is to the right. So I can ride a hip both ways, it turns out. And it's the only thing that makes this skate park usable, because the ends suck, they're both wedges. And then you got this thing in the middle that you can't really ride unless you can ride a hip both ways. But I just dropped in opposite and it's fine enough to be able to utilize this place. But street gets boring quick, which is what I've always found. I've always had a street bike here and there, and then I would undo it because I'm over it quick. But you know, I never had a street bike as Flatland as this, so now maybe, you know, twofold, it's useful and can remain. You know, I would just get a smaller frame, and then this is a Flatland bike, change the pegs or whatever. And then also I've never been able to utilize my full street potential on a bike that I can do flat on. We'll see what I get up to, ride it a couple times a year, but either way, it's a new bike. I gotta take it out and take it for a spin here. All right, I might try and learn like double pegs or something on this quarter, so whipping out the camera because that's what I do. Ooh. Learning a trick, that might do it for me. I'm gonna go ride Flatland. One and done, baby. Oh. So, you know, I brought these infinity pegs, something that is gonna make it feel more like a Flatland bike to me. I'm also gonna put it at 0 offset. So while I got the socket out, they do leave you some room in this fork to swivel back, so you can do just one at a time. That's nice. The downside is I am pinching the forks a little bit, which I don't like doing. If I'm going through the trouble of doing it, changing it to 0 offset, I'd want to have another set of Deco AM pegs or similar 175 diameter, because if I'm changing them, change it to what I'm used to. But I'm not worried about that right now. This bike will mostly stay in street mode. Although, if I'm call me crazy, but wasn't the point of the Jake Seeley pegs to have 5-inch long pegs that feel most similar to the Deco AM pegs? What's the point of changing to a slightly larger knurled Flatland peg that's shorter in length? I don't know right now. Clearly I have an A level, not extreme, I don't even call it OCD, but whatever it is we're doing that makes us Flatlanders is certainly showing its face here. So just have street pegs, right? No, it's for getting caught out, and this isn't for getting caught out. This is for at home, seeing how similar this bike Flatlands. I don't know. This is what some people's Flatland bikes look like, right? Let's get out in the sun. There it is. I'm gonna see if I can get a thumbnail. By letting go. Maybe that works. Going for it. Dude, I think the biggest holdup with that was that I didn't have big enough pegs. I was stepping off the edge. So, let that feed into my OCD what it will, huh? And then anything, you know, it feels bigger, but it's still flat-ish. And then pulling your shit becomes a trick itself. Just, you can adapt to anything, so, you know, learning a lot. It's a fun bike, feels good. Feels like a Flatland bike, just like a big, heavy one. But that's because, like I said, the gearing feels big, it makes it feel bigger, but it's just a 20-inch flat bike. So, anyway, let's see what else. Okay. In typical Flatlander OCD fashion, I switched back to the street pegs. Because what if I was caught out with this bike? Part of the trick becomes doing it on this bike, so street pegs is part of the thing to contend with. So, let me see what I can do. Full street mode, 0 offset. Bike size is alive, peg size is alive, peg type is alive. Just ride.